Hello, my name is Penny and welcome to my YouTube channel. And today we'll be talking about the EL framework in Python. So what the EL framework does is it allows you to create desktop applications very easily using existing web technologies. If you've actually used Electron before, you find it's quite similar. So you create your desktop application with your web technologies, React, Angular, even with HTML, CSS, and you can still have access to all the capabilities of Python. You have to get Python set up on your machine to be able to do this, and I'm using Python 3. So first you have to get pep installed, and from there you have to get AO installed. Okay, let's open our command line. I'm going to use integrated terminal in VS Code. So the way to install AO is to just type pep install AO, and that will get AO installed on your machine. I already have this installed, so I'm not going to run it. Okay, so now let's create our entry application, our entry file. I'm going to name my app.py. Sorry. Okay, so mine is named app.py. And I'm going to create the directory where all my web interfaces are going to reside in. So I'm going to name that directory web. Okay, so let's start with our Python program, and then later on we can deal with the interface. So essentially, AO is very simple to set up, and in 3 lines of code, you can get AO set up, creating your very first desktop application. So first, let's import AO, and then we will initialize AO. This will initialize AO, and we have to pass in the directory where we want to initialize AO. That means where the files will be saved from, and our files are going to be saved from the web because that's where all our um, all our web technologies are going to reside. Okay, and then from there we can start AO. When starting AO, you have to pass in the first screen you want to show. Okay, that's what you're going to pass in, and mine is going to be the index.html because that's the first screen I want to display. So I'm going to create my index.html right here, and then I'm going to create a simple boilerplate. So let me change it to AO app. Great. So then we can have our h3 and type hello Python, and I'm actually going to have some lorem here. Sorry. Great. Now let's save this, and then with these 3 lines of code we can actually get our application started. You see how simple it is. So this is what AO allows you to achieve. I want to clear the doubts people are having. Wait. Peniel, you've done this, but how can we access? Let's just create a function in Python. So assuming we have this function in our file, I want to call it right here. The great thing we have to do is that we have to add a decorator which AO provides is AO.expose. Sorry. So what AO.expose does is that it takes this function and exposes it to the front side. Simple as that. So let's save this and let's go back to our index.html. Well, since we are exposing it, we are supposed to catch it here. And to be able to catch it, you have to link our front end to the back end, it will give us a connector called the il.js. So we have to link it as a script. Yeah, and src is going to be il.js, like that. So now we have connection to il. Now we can use all the functions that are exposed, and also expose our functions from the client side to our back end here. So I'm going to create a button here called call, right? So let me put this in the div very fast. Great. So let me give this an ID, and we'll call this call, and let's pop a script here. Document.get element by ID. Okay, so when we click on this, we are going to call a function from il dot hello. Okay, so this function is actually exposed to il, so we can use the il dot hello to run our code, and then we actually call for a callback. Okay, so this is the code we are running, and this is a callback. So in the callback, we're expecting the data, and so we get the data, and then we console log that data. Yeah, like that. Hoping my syntax isn't wrong. Great. So moment of truth. Let's test this. Okay. So actually, let me pop up my dev tools right here and call. It worked. So you can see hello from Python is what we returned here, and we are catching that from here actually. See you in the next video.